I've been keeping up with Venice, sort of, on a. And I've been reading about the Master, but then I saw a headline today. People booed this Terrence Malick film.
Yeah.
What was up with that? I mean.
Yeah. So, exactly. But this isn't an atypical reaction to a Terrence Malick movie necessarily. Booing and jeering. But I think it's going to fall just like Tree of Life did. People are going to despise it or people are going to love it. And there have been some critics that have come out and expressed both points of view. Hollywood Reporter did not like it. They thought it was meandering and nonsensical. Meanwhile, people like IndieWire and a couple of other places just adore it. They say this is a beautiful, transcendent, poetic movie that almost feels like an expansion of what Tree of Life started, in the fact that there's very little dialogue. It's very sensory. Apparently, Ben Affleck is only kind of a peripheral presence in the movie.
Yeah, they said the Bond girl is the main character. I read that earlier. She's the main character of the film. Olga Kurylenko is the main character in the film, supposedly. So that's a fascinating right there. I mean,
she was the only one that was there at the festival, too, from what I was reading. She was the only one that showed up for the festival. No Malick, which is no surprise because he's sort of a recluse, but there's no Ben Affleck and nobody else.
Isn't he in Colorado for Argo?
Yeah, Affleck's with Argo, but in Telluride. But even, Javier Bardem, Rachel McAdams wasn't on the panel, and her De Palma movie Passion is playing at Venice. So actually, in terms of actors, it was just Olga. I don't know her last name, but Olga the lead.
Kurylenko, I want to say, or something. Or
yes. It was just her and another smaller part cast member, and the two producers on the panel, and that was it.
Let me ask a dumb question. Are they going to release this year, or are they going to wait till next year?
Well, this is the big question. I mean, if the movie is more impenetrable than Tree of Life, it's going. I mean that's a hard sell. But it has international distribution. I think it's opening in some international territories on December 14th. It does not yet have U.S. distribution.
Okay, so this won't be till at least next year. So you could release this against G.I. Joe Retaliation. I don't think there'll be a problem.
From what I heard, the film is mostly silent as well. From what I heard, there's very little dialogue. I think it's mostly done in voiceovers from what I was reading.
If the first G.I. Joe is silent, it would be a masterpiece.
I think he's talking about To the Wonder.
No, I know that. The first G.I. Joe.
The sequel to G.I. Joe is completely silent. It's just, the audience is completely silent in the G.I. Joe movie. That's what that is.
No, I kid. I mean, The Rock and Bruce Willis, it can only help that series.
It can only be better than the last one. I mean, a coffee enema would be better than the last one. Yeah, but outside of To the Wonder, we had the Master screen there.
Is this the front runner, you think, so far?
I don't know. I think they both played in. I don't know if the Master's in competition. I know To the Wonder is.
Right, but I mean just for the Oscar season, though.
Well, no. I think I do think that it's a major Oscar player. But the Oscar buzz actually got started at Telluride with Argo, with Ben Affleck's film Argo, and that comes out next
October.
month too. Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of Ben Affleck as a director. From The Town and Gone Baby Gone, I think he's a very underrated director. I mean, all the films I've seen of him have always been really well-made and well-crafted, and I think he's a really underrated director.
Oh, he is. I think he's getting the respect he deserves, but I think it starts with the movie, I was thinking about this earlier, where he plays, what is the movie, is it Hollywoodland, where he plays George Reeves?
Yes.
I think that's the major turning point.
I think
for
it is
him
too.
as an actor, and I think he identified very strongly with George Reeves, and I think that's the major turning point. I'm not saying what he did before was bad. I actually think there was a lot of great work before that, but I think it's a case. It's a how shall I say it? It's an Angelina Jolie kind of thing where your celebrity overshadows your creative output, which is never good for any artist.
And I think you're absolutely right. He did realize that, and Hollywoodland did seem like a turning point for him where he said, okay, I'm going to take control of this now because I have a vision of what I want my career to be, and I'm not going to make that a reality by picking up every paycheck movie that comes offered to me, you know. But Argo is actually, I mean, he looked at the material and he thought, you know, I don't want to be known as just the director that can do Boston. So this is an international story. It has many colors. Apparently it starts off very, very dramatic, and then it goes into very comical when they move this movie crew to Iran, kind of a covert operation to free hostages.
Right.
And then they say that the ending is incredibly intense. I read a review of it that said the climax of this is very, very tense.
It's just the trailer alone. You're just like, wow, this is a really. I would definitely put down a lot of money to see this. It's just a fascinating story to watch unwind. I mean,
has the film gotten any Oscar buzz so far?
Yeah, it has. I mean, they're talking about Affleck. I'm sure they're talking about some supporting stuff in it too. I mean, it's got a great supporting cast.
You think Bryan Cranston will get his supporting?
You know, it's about time Bryan Cranston does some good film work, because
I know it does seem like he doesn't. You know, for all the things that Breaking Bad has done for him, his film work, on the other hand, it leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, I mean, he's in popular movies, but I actually thought, and I did like Drive, obviously.
Yeah, no, Drive was awesome. I mean,
I actually thought he knew what he was doing in Drive. I thought, if this is a shiny new version of a retro film noir, I thought Cranston's playing a great noir character.
Right.
Yeah, I like his character in that and what he did with it. But Rock of Ages, and I mean, he hasn't done stuff that is worthy of him.
He's in Larry Crown too.
Well, you know, Larry Crown is something that we'd all like to forget. I'm sure Tom
not
Hanks.
worthy of anyone in that.
Yeah, what did it say though? That, you know, it's very interesting. I like that thing you do. I thought that was good for its time. But this, what was it about Larry Crown?
I don't know. Larry Crown should have been called That Thing You Do. Also at Telluride, which every time I say Telluride, I want to finish it up with To Pick You Up at 6. But it's actually Telluride. They premiered the Bill Murray as FDR movie. Is that what it is?
Is it Hyde Park on the Hudson, or?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Thank you.
Okay.
And they love Bill Murray in it, and they say yes, he is an awards contender, that he's great in the film, and it's a pleasant little film. They say.
I think it's a great trailer. I'm looking forward to seeing it. The release date is December 7th. Is interesting, but
oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that is neat.
Yeah. But I think it's good. I think it's a great. So we have an FDR movie and we have a Lincoln movie in the span of a month. Interesting.
And then, I mean, we've had 2 Lincoln movies this year.
Yeah, but this is not the real. This is not factual. I mean, the Vampire Hunter movie is factual. This isn't factual, right?
Yeah. This is bullshit. He's not hunting vampires.
He never did these things.
Lincoln was president? What?
Wait, we're the vampire.
Spike Lee's Michael Jackson documentary, Bad, 25, premiered.
Wow.
And
okay.
they say it's great. Like, I read a couple of reviews of it, and they say this is just a great, exhilarating documentary that really takes you inside the process of the making of the album and the aftermath of it, and in a very special way. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be aired on Showtime. I think Showtime picked it up.
Oh, okay.